If you enjoy these videos, please be sure to hit the like button below and also hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos. Thanks. Hi gang, NoPro here with another Emcomm Systems training video. Today I'm here showing off my Emcomm kit. Impressive, isn't it? No? Well, hang on. How about with a spare battery? Is that impressive? Still not impressed, huh? Hey, with a small tablet or a phone, I can do full digital. Still not overly impressed, are you, huh? Well, that's because you're only seeing a small portion of my Emcomm kit. Today, I want to talk about modularity, scalability. I want you to think about something. What's the purpose of a portable radio kit? Whatever you thought, it should have been to provide reliable communications for the given circumstances. This HT with a couple of portable batteries is totally appropriate if you're standing on a street corner supporting an organization's fun walk. Setting up a radio box and large batteries and an antenna mast is not only totally inappropriate, it could be potentially dangerous. You see, to be an effective Emcomm kit, your system needs scalability. My kit is modular, each part building upon the other. The concept I want to get across to you today is that of modularity. You don't use a sledgehammer to drive in a tiny picture nail. Similarly, you don't bring 4 footlockers worth of equipment to a street corner when a simple HT will do. You've got to think about scalability. You need to deploy the appropriate resources for the given event. You need to think modular. You have to have one piece building upon the other. Therefore, you should set up your Emcomm kit in modules, each building upon the other. Let me tell you about my first kit. When I first got into amateur radio, my wife was all for it. She loved everything about amateur radio, except for the antennas and the noise and the radio box. She was all for everything. So given that, I was relegated to working outside all of the time. I would come, I'd put my equipment down. Every time I wanted to use it, I'd have to set everything up. It took me forever to do that. Then I got the idea, why don't I put everything in one box? Then I just have to plug in a couple of things. My first radio box was born. Well, as I started using everything, I realized I wasn't using all the equipment all the time. That's when it occurred to me, I can develop modules and put certain things in certain boxes, and then only bring out the items that I need at that time. That's where my system of modularity started. Today I'm going to give you a brief review of the equipment that I have. We'll go into greater detail on the individual pieces in a later video. So let's get started. Now I've already shown you my HT kit, so let's take a look at my FM minimal deployment kit. It's simply an FM radio in a box. That, coupled with a battery box and an antenna in a bag, will allow me to work standard FM. For HF work, I have a small HF radio along with an auto tuner in a single box. That, coupled with the battery and the antenna, allows me to work HF. When I need to deploy to complex events, I turn to my FM heavy comms kit. It has 2 FM radios, along with a marine radio and a digital scanner. This setup gives me greater flexibility. Similarly, I have an HF heavy comms box that also has a power supply and auto tuner built in. I have a series of antenna systems that can be chosen and used depending on the complexity of the event. Power too is modular. I have several canned juice boxes that I have built over the years. Each has a unique characteristic. Solar power and generator power options are also available. So you see, depending on the event, I can customize my response to be the most effective without being overburdening. That's the key to Emcomm Systems. Before deploying in the field, you need to do a quick size up the event you're going to support. What's the mission? What's the objective? What's the object of the game? What's its complexity? What's the estimated duration? What will the environment be? The weather, the time of day, etc. From this information, you can create a plan of action. Deploying for a 1-hour digital FM drill on a nice sunny day will require different items than on a cold, rainy, wet winter night. Based on the information you've gathered, you'll be able to pick and choose which of the packages that you'll need. What do I mean by packages? Using the modular concept, you develop groups or packages of equipment. For example, look at my FM deployment station. I know that package consists of the radio box, the power box, the antenna bag, and a support bag. I refer to this as my 400 kit since the radio is a Yaesu FTM 400. That package will be different than my minimal HF deployment station package. All of your deployments, all of your packages involve lists. Lists should be a vital component of your Emcomm planning. You will never remember everything that you need for a deployment. You have to write things down. For each of your packages, you should have a list of the items that need to be in them. One of the tricks I use is to create an add to list. This is a small list of items that need to be in a particular bag that are normally not kept there. For example, in my radio support bag, I want to have my tablet computer to support my digital work. However, I don't normally store it in the bag when I'm not on deployment. I keep it in my work backpack. I have a small laminated card listing additional items attached to the bag itself. Before I deploy, I review this list and make sure those items are in the bag. Even your list should be modular. You should also create a list of lists. By that I mean what you would take for a particular event. For example, if I deploy to a field day, I need to take items from this list. If I deploy to a digital test event, I need to take items from that list. As you put together your lists, you should be thinking about logistics first. Everyone likes to think about their radios first, but that's the wrong move, one that can lead to trouble. After you determine the mission, you first need to think logistics. It does you no good to have a beautiful radio setup if you're getting rained on. A trick I have used when creating lists is the Zen approach. Go into a quiet area, sit down, close your eyes, clear your mind. Now think about setting up a station. You're in a blank space, maybe a grass field. Where are you going to set up? A table would be nice. Write that down. Now set your equipment down on the table. As you set up the items in your mind, detail every step thinking about what items you need. You may say, oops, I forgot I needed that jumper cable to connect that device. In your mind right now is the time to find out, not when you're actually doing it. So continue on and write down all the things you can think of. During actual deployments, I also highly recommend that you write things down that went well and things that went wrong. What did you forget? What wasn't needed? What was that cool thing that guy had that would work well for you? Once, when I was setting up in a parking lot for a field day, I found a lot of sand and other debris where I needed to be. Sure would have been nice having that cordless blower with me that's sitting in my garage. Well, now it's on my field day deployment list. Another time I saw this great idea from someone else. He had taken some outdoor carpeting and cut it to fit the top of his folding table. Man, that was a great improvement. I wrote it down and now I use it. Today we've learned that the modular approach to Emcomm Systems is most effective without being overburdening. That's the key. Until next time, this is Christopher, No Pro. Have a nice day and stay safe out there.